Hey everyone, it's Kelly with Blue Moon Estate Sales. So we're going to do a walkthrough of the house that we have this weekend, February 21st and 22nd. It is in kind of Midtown Fort Collins. The address will be released on Friday morning. But this is an interesting sale. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. We've got everything from fantasy books to Southwest pottery to vintage glass, to planting and gardening stuff, to automotive, to tools, vintage toys. There's a little bit of everything in here. So let's go take a quick look. Okay, so when you come in the front door here, the first room's going to be, it was kind of a library for him. And you'll see that there's some great stuff here. So, I mean, look at some of these titles. And I know they're sideways, and I'm sorry about that. But he read a lot of fantasy. So we've got a lot of really interesting fantasy books. There's also a lot of technical stuff here. He was an engineer, and so we've got a lot of kind of technical stuff, and then there's just some kind of interesting stuff. So like this series is Girl Genius, and he's got books 1 through 13. I mean, just kind of, I've never seen that Girl Genius set before, so kind of interesting. And then there are just some average novels too. Look at this. There's a whole set of Isaac Asimov. Conan, all the Conan books, right? So, and then we've got a stepper and an inversion table. In the living room here. So this brown recliner is a standalone. You'll see that there's actually a set with three pieces. There's 2 recliners and a love seat that go together here. An Audio-Technica turntable. Some speakers. There's a Sony receiver up there. And then this is the first recliner, the second recliner, and the love seat that are all the blue leather that go together. The TV is for sale. There's a little entertainment center type thing over there. Set of speakers. Look at all of this beautiful vintage glass. Isn't some of that lovely? And some patches. These are all like, if you look through them, they're like commercial resupply services. I don't know what the story is there, but there's some kind of interesting stuff here. Lots of patches. Some of it is military, some of it is not military. We've got this collection of cars. He was very into the old muscle cars, but we've also got this set of, they call them Funkymobiles, and look at them all. I mean, there's like, I don't know, what are there? Probably 15 of them here. He was also very into Southwestern pottery. So all of the pottery that's on this rack is actually authentic Southwestern pottery. Much of it is signed. There are a handful of pieces here that aren't signed. And a lot of it we actually have the purchase records on, so we know what he originally paid for some of it. Look at this great poncho. So in the kitchen, this is kind of your average kitchen stuff. He was into, like, if he bought something, it was kind of the best, right? So this is a Simple Human trash can. I think this one might be Simple Human too. So if you're into that kind of thing, we've got it. We've got a KitchenAid mixer there. A little bit of cast iron. Lots of the newer Pyrex. Not the vintage Pyrex. And look at this beautiful blue set. Isn't that lovely? It's Sango brand. There's one that you can see. So all of this pottery in this room, this gentleman actually threw pots. That was one of his hobbies. And so all of this stuff in here was pottery that he made and glazed and finished. Look at some of the great barware and some vintage glass down there. These bins or these buckets are all full of different types of soil that you would use to pot different kinds of plants. A little bit of patio furniture here, and then some more planting and plant stuff. Okay, out on the back patio, got a little bit more patio furniture. Couple of lovely pots out here. This actually is a ditch witch. It's an old ditch witch. If you look at it, the tires are dead, and it's a little rusty, but it's a ditch witch all the same. And then this is actually a Pit Boss smoker that we will have uncovered, of course, on sale day. Okay, there's a little shed out back that has a bunch of garden tools in it. And then got a barn door there, or a set of barn doors, I guess, technically. Got a screen door, lawnmower. I think that's a firewood cart. Trap. So this guy is a 3-axle, they called it something like a 3-axle, kind of like an ATV, but it's like a predecessor to an ATV. So the pieces are there. It is not assembled, as you can see. All right. So when we get out to the garage, and I know you're used to having a lot of the tools and stuff in the garage, this time we don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. What we have, there's a couple bigger pieces, but most of this is for the car. So this is a 1967 Chevy Camaro. I do have the title for it. As you can see, it is in pieces. And it's I think it's in remarkable shape for a car that is 60 years old. There is a little bit of rust, as you can see, but not, I don't think it came from a humid area, let's put it that way, because there's just not enough rust on it to be from one of those rust belt areas, okay? We've got the original seats. Some of them are in better condition than others, but I mean, we've got boxes of chrome. We've got, here was his project plan for things he had plans for the Camaro. All the bits and pieces. The body is, I think it's in pretty darn good shape for the age of the vehicle. That is the hood back behind that piece of cardboard. Let me see if I can get it better. If you go and look at my pictures that I took, oh, sorry guys, I know. See, there's the hood. Not really much rust at all. And then these are extra components. I want to say these two are door skins. And I can't remember what that other box is there. These are fenders. The two black and yellow boxes are fenders. So we've got everything that you would require to put together this car, with the exception of the insides. So there's no transmission, there's no engine, but we got all the pieces. It does come with the rack that it's on, because otherwise I got no idea how you'd get the heck out of here. So when we get downstairs, there is some insulation. There's a couple interior doors that are for sale. He replaced a few doors in the house. And then this is where we've actually got all the tools that you're used to seeing out in the garage. They're in here on this one. This is a couple of flat file cabinets, which if you have need for a flat file cabinet, you know how important those are. This is a adjustable height work table, and there's actually another one right behind me that I will grab on the other way back through. Lots of technical manuals here. Again, he was an engineer, so lots of technical stuff. This is actually a grow setup. He, as you've seen, was big on plants and gardening. He bought this and set it up to use to start plants in. Lots of wood clamps down there. And here's where you've got your your tools. And let's continue around the corner here. Holy spray paint, Batman. We got some all different colors of spray paint there. And then lots of just hand tools and miscellaneous stuff. This is actually, I think, the topper for that desk that we saw as we came in. Some scrap wood pieces. There's a Trek bike back there. The halogen lights. Okay, there's a tile saw. This is a sandblaster. We're going to get to the sandblaster cabinet here in just a second. Got a planer. Look at this great set of ramps. They're hydraulic, so you just drive the car onto them and then go poof, and they lift up the car for you. Isn't that great? All that metalwork we saw outside, this is some of the scraps that were from that. Check out the Star Wars game. I think it's from 1977. There's a King Tut game there. I mean, just some fun, unusual stuff. Okay, this sandblasting cabinet. We've got the sand is down there. This sandblasting cabinet has never been used. It is brand spanking new. This is all upholstery. So I think he planned to reupholster the seats for the car and never quite got there. Or I think that car was one in a line of cars, so he may have done others previously. This is that other work table I was telling you about. There's some sawhorses there. Adjustable height work table. This one actually has the grid, measuring grid on it. Okay, now we're in the bedroom upstairs. So this is where we've got some of the vintage toys, some Legos there. This is a twin bed. There's the finials that go on the corners. We've got the mattress and the box springs, some craft stuff. This is also where we've got the holiday. So this gentleman was into hot air balloons. So you'll see on his Christmas decorations, look at all the hot air balloons that he had. That was just kind of a recurring theme that we saw throughout the house. And then some more games. Steampunk music box. The washer and dryer. This is a Kenmore Elite washer and dryer. They do work. They were using them up until the family went home. There's the hot air lamp, the hot air balloon lamps. There we go. I just think they're really cool. This is a queen size 4-poster bed and the matching dresser and nightstand. There's more of those hot air balloons. Little miniature sewing machine down here. In the master bedroom, this is where we've got all the linens. This is a king size 4-poster bed with the matching nightstands, the mirror, and then we've got the armoire. Look at the crawler crane up on top. Still got the box for it. He was heck on keeping boxes, which is great because that means we've got boxes for a lot of the stuff. Albums. So there's some great albums in here. Okay, Henry Mancini may not be your best, but you know, Gene Shepherd, the Kendalls, lots of classic country. What else do we have here? Okay, there was Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Wayne Newton, Disney, It's a Small World, Little Drummer Boy, Brer Rabbit. Anybody remember Brer Rabbit? Snow White. So just some kind of great albums there. Cleaning supplies, and then the linens. check out this great picture. It almost looks like something, what do they call that? Manja? I don't know. I'm not hip enough to actually know that stuff, but lots of personal care items. And then the closet is full of clothes. He was, for the most part, large. There's a little bit of extra large. Got some more shoes down there. And then we've got the dresser here that matches everything that was in the master bedroom. Some more health and personal wellness stuff. All right, so there you go. There's our house for this weekend. Come down and see us. We're here Saturday 9 to 3, Sunday 10 to 2. The address will be released on Friday morning, and numbers will be out by Friday evening. See you then. Bye-bye.